Hey dudes and dudettes, this is Paul Acevedo of Windows Central, here with a video review of the Strafe mechanical keyboard from Corsair Gaming. Here's what you get inside the box. You have the Strafe keyboard itself, which has two USB cords here, connected via thick black rubber cable. Nice easy remove grips here in yellow. The reason it has two USB plugs is that the keyboard has one USB pass-through port. So, if you look closely, here this one is labeled as the keyboard itself, so that's what you plug in if you're only using the keyboard. And then if you want the pass-through functionality, you would plug in this here. Additionally, you get a manual and warranty, nice little manual. Then, most excitingly, you get extra sets of keys and a key removal tool. Here's your key removal tool. By default, the WASD keys over here are black. I've already switched those out. Now we will take them off, give the keyboard an inside look. So to take a key out, you just push the tool around the key to where it clicks. Then you kind of squeeze the parts that are connecting to the key and lift, and it will pop right off. You can slide it out. We're just going to pop all four of these off. Simple and easy to do. You can see everything under the keys has a nice red color here. It is going to light up red thanks to the individual red lights that each key has. Really nice, and you have a lot of control over that lighting. We'll look at that in a minute. I want to point out that these micro switches are Cherry MX micro switches, which are considered some of the best in the world, if not the very best. The keyboard itself is available in two different models. That's one with Cherry MX red micro switches. You can tell they're the red ones by the red actuator there. And then you also have Cherry MX brown micro switches. That's a separate option. The difference being that the brown micro switches provide a bit more tactile feedback when you're pushing a key down, and the red micro switches have a smoother feeling. Now the big deal about mechanical keyboards and these micro switches is that they provide much better tactile feedback in general, and they're just more responsive and accurate than you get from non-mechanical keyboards. Basically, it's the nicest kind of keyboard that you can get. There are different models. They typically cost from $100 to $200. Corsair has a $200 line of keyboards. The Strafe is their first new mechanical keyboard since 2011, as I understand, and it is meant to be a little bit more affordable. Just as nice functionality-wise. One big difference, the lights are only red. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Alright, now we've got the keyboard plugged in. You can see it glows a nice red color. Individual lights here for each key, very nice. In the top right corner you'll see two unique buttons. This one here is the Windows lock key. It turns off the Windows key, just in case you don't want to accidentally hit the Windows key while you're playing a game, because that will minimize the game and mess things up. You can just disable it and enable it. And if avoiding the Windows key is not a problem for you, then you can program this to do something else using the included software. Then here you have a brightness control. Let's take a look at the different brightness levels. You've got low brightness, medium, and high. And you have a lot more control of the levels beyond that using the included software. It is really cool just to be able to adjust it easily on the fly like that for different situations. One little thing that some users online are finding to be problematic with the keyboard is that it does not have individual media control keys. Instead, the top row up here is dedicated to media controls. So to use those controls, you hold function and then press any of these keys to perform the function. So this is stop, rewind, play, fast forward. You got volume controls and mute. All of these things work automatically with Windows 7, 8, and 10 as long as you've got the software installed, and they are really handy. It's a bit of a shame that you have to hold function to do these things instead of giving them dedicated keys. However, it is definitely better than no media controls, period. So to me, it's only a minor downside. Now let's go back over here and replace the WASD keys. By the way, the reason I'm using these gray ones, they are specifically for games in which you use WASD for movement, such as first-person shooters. They're a little bit curved, so they curve inward towards the center here. They have a nice texture to them, so you can easily feel the difference between them and the other keys, thus making it much easier to keep your fingers in the right place. If you're more of a MOBA player, it also comes with keys that replace the Q, W, E, R, D, and F, where you would keep your fingers when playing a MOBA. Those are right here. So they have a little bit of a different curvature to them, and it's just an option there if you wanted to change where you keep your left hand. Here's the textured spacebar. Feels great on your thumb. Let's have a look at the side of the keyboard. You can see the actual sides are glossy black plastic. The top is a matte plastic frame. I don't like glossy plastic on electronics, period, but it's not too bad looking, and you're hardly ever going to see the sides anyway. Also, this is a strip light right here, and you have one on the other side too. The top logo, you have the new Corsair gaming logo, or just the new Corsair logo. Here we see it from a different angle. On the back, this is where the double thick, nice durable cord comes out. Here is your pass-through USB port. What would I plug in there? Perhaps I'd plug in a gaming controller so I can have more convenient access to it. Boom. Windows has just detected my controller because, of course, I plugged in both USB plugs to the computer. Now I've just dimmed the lights. We can look at the different brightness levels once again. I've just launched the Corsair Utility Engine, which is the free software download that you get with this keyboard, and it's actually really good. Like, a lot of times you might get a Logitech software or something that's pretty clumsy to navigate. The Corsair software is not like that. It's very naturalistic. The reason the WASD is glowing is because I am in the software right now. Now we can do some more advanced lighting effects. So here's the visor lighting effect. Pretty cool. You got rain, in which the lights scroll down from the top. Pulse. Just a steady pulsing there. Wave. Nothing wrong with waves. And you can enable type lighting, in which the keys light up after you hit them, and then they slowly go off. That's an interesting effect. And type lighting ripple. Whoa, it ripples out from wherever I type, which I really, really like. That's one of my favorite effects. And if you want, the software gives you the ability to individually program what the light for each key does. Software can record macros. It can disable keys, like if you don't like caps lock, which none of us does, you can completely disable it. You can program what each and every key does, and you can even program mouse macros. So Corsair Utility Engine, super useful software, really opens up the possibilities for customizing your keyboard. Another potential downside to the Strafe in general is that it only comes with red lights. So if red lights are not your thing, then it's probably not the keyboard for you. You might want to go with a more expensive one that does RGB lighting and gives you extra control of the lighting effects. But still, just the different effects you can do with the red lights and the ability to turn them off or dim them if you want, to me, more than makes up for being locked into one color. This is a beautiful keyboard. It feels great. It has anti-ghosting technology, which prevents any kind of ghosting from occurring, and so far that has certainly proven to be true to me. Super responsive. Typed a review with it, really liked the experience. You can leave the curved keys on for WASD even when you're typing and stuff. It doesn't bother me a bit. And it really does improve the gaming experience. Being able to keep your left hand always in the same spot without having to check it quite as much as you might otherwise have to do, and having that nice texture to it is a nice thing. Now, mechanical keyboards are a little bit louder than cheaper ones. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not exceptionally loud. It's got the best micro switches the Cherry brand makes. It has really good software. I enjoy the keyboard pass-through feature. And all in all, I'm just really enamored with it. This keyboard costs $110, which is a very reasonable price for what you get. It is an extremely solid keyboard. Mechanical keyboards last longer than normal keyboards. Corsair has done a great job with its construction. It's going to last you for years and years. And it will improve not only your gaming experience, but just your typing experience in general. So those are all the things I love about it. Once again, the only downsides to me are the lack of true media control keys and being locked into the red color. But neither one of those things keeps me from enjoying this keyboard. Thanks for watching. Read our full review at windowscentral.com. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch. And remember, don't hate, appreciate.